And now we're finally live. Good morning, everyone. We're usually not here until later in the afternoon, but it's Star Wars headlines time here at laughingplace.com. I'm Rebecca Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place, and with me is Mike Celestino, editorial director for Star Wars content here at laughingplace.com. Hi, Mike.
Hello.
How you doing today?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing okay. It's a dreary day up here in Northern California. There's not a lot of sun yet. It's all kind of cloudy.
I haven't been outside today here, but it looks like it's relatively sunny from what I can see.
Mike hasn't left his cave yet. Huh? So it's Thursday, which is when we look at what's been happening in the world of Star Wars. And today we're going to be starting off with the news that Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm. And the statement went on to say that there are no plans for her to be in the future. Nevertheless, her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. That was the statement that was released by Lucasfilm following a hashtag. Wrong window. Sorry. Following a hashtag that dominated a lot of discussion yesterday. Carano's character of Cara Dune. She appeared in. Do you remember what her first appearance was in Mandalorian?
Yeah, she was first in episode 4 of season 1 called Sanctuary.
Yeah, so it took a little bit until her character came on the scene. There was some expectation that that character would be kind of headlining the upcoming series. So we wonder now, as consumers, we now wonder what the future will hold for that character. Obviously, there's different ways that such a thing can be handled. Will she be recast? Will that character simply be replaced? So it'll be. I guess time will tell, huh, Mike?
Yeah, I am very curious to see what happens with the character because she's actually the second most frequent human character in The Mandalorian after the title character. So it will be interesting to see how the show deals with her. And yes, she was rumored to be one of the leads in the Rangers of the New Republic spinoff that was coming to Disney Plus. There's been no word about. Obviously, they haven't said officially either way who was supposed to be in that show anyway. So on the official side, it doesn't matter, I guess, now if they change it. But it would be big news, I guess, if that show got canceled or what. Like people have pointed out, there are other characters that they can go to and still retain that title. I guess it would also be pretty interesting if she got recast because it would be a big first for Star Wars. Obviously, there have been actors who have played different actors who have played the same character, but usually it's at different ages, different eras. Ewan McGregor and Alec Guinness, or Alden Ehrenreich and Han Solo, or whatever. But to just replace an actor with a different actor in the same time period, that's a major role like this. I don't think to my off the top of my head, I can't think of that happening before in Star Wars. This happened in the MCU, obviously, with like Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle playing Rhodey, and Ed Norton and Mark Ruffalo. What's that?
No, for me, whenever you talk about a character change, having a few years on you, I always just think of the Bewitched, where just without any discussion or any kind of acknowledgement, you just all of a sudden had a completely different person playing the role of her husband.
Right.
So that's kind of where my mind naturally goes when we talk about recasting. So so that was the big story kind of circulating around the world of Star Wars. Next up, we have a comic book review from Mike.
Yeah. This week. The new comic was called Darth Vader #10, and this is written by Greg Pak, who, speaking of Marvel, he's a big Marvel writer. He wrote the Planet Hulk storyline that got a big response about a decade ago. Um, but oh yeah, Mike pointed out Becky on Roseanne was also recast.
Oh,
And
that's
then
another one.
Roseanne Barr was also fired for
Mm-hmm.
tweets. So,
Yes.
so several connections there,
Right. Yeah. Totally.
by Disney. But yeah, going back to Darth Vader, this comic follows the title character Darth Vader. He's on his way to Exegol from The Rise of Skywalker, which is interesting. And this is taking place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. But he gets stopped along the way. He hits a roadblock of this giant space monster called the Suma Verminoth that we first saw in Solo, a Star Wars story. And this is
Whoa.
that monster died in Solo, but now this is they called it a subspecies of that same creature. So it's pretty interesting. It's pretty fun. And this creature is able to like torture you psychically in addition to being a physical menace as
Ew.
well.
Wow.
Yeah, so he imprisons Darth Vader in his own memories. Basically, it's pretty neat. Like we see him remembering his duels with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Luke Skywalker, and he actually has like this weird like role reversal where he's like on the defensive in the Luke Skywalker duel on Cloud City and stuff. So yeah, that was pretty neat. And then the Empire shows up because the Emperor is angry with Darth Vader right now, so that he sends this a few Star Destroyers to come and get him before he can get to Exegol and discover his secrets there. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff happening in that comic right now.
I was trying to pull up a note. There you go. Some
Yeah.
more space battles going on in this.
Yeah, so he's got this giant monster in space, and then also the Empire is chasing him down too.
Do you know why Mike has chimed in with Borg Gullet?
Well, Bor Gullet is another creature from Rogue One, a Star
Okay.
Wars story. It's that monster that can read your mind. It like suctions its
Okay.
tentacles to your head. Bodhi Rook gets interrogated by the Bor Gullet
Yeah, I'm
in
not
Rogue
a
One.
fan of the invading my brain kind of thing. That's like no,
Right,
thank you. I kind of like my thoughts to stay my own. That's creepy. And don't mess with my reality either, right?
right.
It's
But
creepy.
yeah, I mean, Darth Vader's a pretty strong individual, both physically and mentally. So it's no spoiler to say that he gets through this experience because we see later in the timeline he's alive in Return of the Jedi. But the next issue should be pretty interesting because he's actually arriving at Exegol,
Mm-hmm.
where the planet where Emperor Palpatine is running those cloning experiments. So
Um, Hasbro has announced a new Cal Kestis figure.
yeah, so this is actually the second Cal Kestis figure to make the Star Wars The Black Series in the 6-inch line. I don't have the first one, but there's an image of it right there. So you can see now you can get Cal Kestis in a different outfit, and then the color of the droid, BD1, I think is his name, is different in the new version, which matches with the game because you can customize the color of the droid, you can customize the outfits for Cal Kestis, and then he also comes with that little boggling creature that you had to remind me of his name because I didn't remember.
Yeah, no, I think the boggling is very cute. The other thing that caught my eye when it came to this new Cal Kestis is that you have the option to be hoodie or no hoodie, so you can kind of
Yeah. Plus, you
that.
can use either the double-bladed lightsaber or the single-bladed lightsaber, and then he also has a holocron, which I think is neat. I don't think any of the figures that I own have come with a holocron before, so that's appealing to me.
Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, that'd be really small. I'd
Yeah.
be afraid I'd lose it. No, I can guarantee you I'd lose it. So unless I put it in, I have a small like square glass display box. So right now it features the Tantive. No, is it? Yeah, the Tantive 4, and then and on the planet that whose name I'm not going to remember, and then I have my two favorite little droids in the foreground, and that's like my little shadow box on my shelf.
On Tatooine?
No, it's when it's in Rise of Skywalker,
Oh,
right?
that's Agent Kloss, I think, is the name of that planet.
Yeah, I can never keep that planet's name in mind. So, but that's what
Yeah,
I have. I found a really nice picture of the Tantive in the in the forest, and so I
yeah.
put the little droids out in front of it because that made me happy. So that's what I did. Um, Speaking of making me happy, if you want to dress up your masked face. Oh wait, no, we wanted to talk about the sideshow stuff first.
Oh yeah, so we got this email from Sideshow that is teasing a future release from the Mandalorian line. Previously, we've gotten the title character, the Mandalorian, and little Grogu in the Hot Toys line, and then now,
Hang on,
sure,
I'm pulling it up, and they tease that we have a new arrival coming.
yeah, I thought this image was odd because it cuts off the top of his head, but you can still tell that it's Boba Fett as he appears in season 2 of the Mandalorian after he gets his armor back with the black long sleeve undershirt there and stuff. So that looks like a cool. It's a 6th scale figure from Hot Toys
And
and Sideshow.
and Sideshow right now is inviting people to join up for their kind of their RSVP, so that way you'll be alerted when the item is available. I thought since they shared this, since they're announcing this, and we kind of look back at some of the other ones that they've done, as Mike mentioned, there was the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's amazing. Whenever I see these, it's like am I looking at a still from the movie, or
Yeah,
the level of detail and the way that they showcase them in their merchandise imagery is really impressive.
yeah, they do a great job, and I don't collect them because I collect the smaller scale stuff, but I always like at Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, Sideshow always has this giant booth in the middle of the floor. And I love just walking around there and looking at all their stuff because that's the only time I really get to see it like in person. So that's the way I appreciate these
Yeah, no,
statues and toys and stuff.
they're really really gorgeous. They're
Yeah,
very very impressive. And then more in my price range and my in Star Wars investment, Shop Disney has unveiled some new Star Wars themed masks. So let's see. I can share
Mike
those
says
ones.
Sideshow's
Oh,
always done a great job. Agreed.
oh, thanks, Mike. Nope, that's the previous ones. These are the new ones, right?
Yeah, so
Nope,
you
I did
could.
it the other way around. Mandalorian's the new ones.
Okay, so you got the Mandalorian's helmet, a little Grogu, Stormtrooper, and then some Star Wars logos with the Imperial and Rebel insignia for some new masks. 4-pack for $20, not bad.
Yeah, this 4-pack is a nice blend of old and new. You've got the Mandalorian and Grogu, but then you've also got the classic Stormtrooper and these icons from the classic era, as I'll refer to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have not added masks to your collection yet, there's also these that have been released previously and are out there. You've got Darth Vader, Grogu, Millennium Falcon, and which ship is this?
That's a Y-wing starfighter.
I just called a Y-wing. I was thinking it was gonna have some super awesome name, but Y-wing. I should remember that. So shame on me.
They're like the bombers in the Rebel Alliance fleet.
I gotcha. Okay. I'm all expecting something way more complicated. You like these, Mike? Mike Farnham comes in with, for the Disney, those are nice and a great price too. So there you
Yeah,
go.
I think we have enough masks at home now. I don't need to buy any more. We've got plenty. But I do like those. Yeah.
You say that now, but
I mean, I'm really crossing my fingers that it's coming to the near the end of the point where we're gonna need the masks anymore. Hopefully within the next 6 months. I don't know.
okay, so that's what you're doing. You're trying to will it into
Yeah, yeah. I'm hedging my bets on the masks.
making it your reality. There you go.
The last one that I got was the Bossk one, so I think that's gonna be it for me.
I have yet to venture into the licensed um, base masks. I just have the homespun multi-layered ones that more talented people than I have crafted. But yeah, I have yet to do. My son and my husband have Star Wars ones that a lady made for us. They grabbed some fabric at Joann's, I'm guessing, and so it has Tie Fighters and the Millennium Falcon and fun stuff like that. But
Cool.
but mine are all just boring colors.
Though actually, the ones that I end up wearing the most are just like dark gray because they have these nice nose pieces that don't fog up my glasses. So the ones with the cool designs I have are anytime I breathe, it's just like impossible to see out of my glasses. So
Right? It's such a challenge. Okay. Back at downtown Disney, you were able to explore a little bit over there by what used to be Rainforest Cafe.
yeah, I was talking to our CEO about this yesterday and saying how like in the average year, this whole thing would be a very minor like footnote in theme park news, but for whatever reason, I mean, we know the reason because nothing else has been happening for the last year, but I'm so excited for the Star Wars trading post to open in the former Rainforest Cafe building at downtown Disney. And every time I go there now, which is about once or twice a week, um, they've added something new, like the Rey's speeder from the Force Awakens is out there on that stage where they used to do the parrot show. Mike says they wrap that base now with hoses and theming. Oh, cool.
Very
So
cool.
so I do have a reservation. I do want to say like they opened up the reservations. What was that? Yesterday morning, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Maybe the day
that's my
before,
memory too.
Tuesday morning. And I was there. I was like hunched over my computer, waiting for them to go live. And I think I want to say that I got it very early in the process. Like I was like steadily refreshing it, and I managed to grab the first slot. I'm at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, the 16th. So
Oh, how
I'll be
exciting!
there. We'll be. I'll put up a nice video of the whole thing, and Mike says it was yesterday. Okay, that makes sense. And then yeah, we'll have video on the Laughing Place YouTube. We'll have a lot of pictures and stuff, and I'll report back. Mike says there's still openings if you still want to get a reservation for that
Oh, that's
because
great.
there's 3 days worth of there's 3 days worth of reserved slots, and then on Friday next week anybody's going to be able to go in. I'm sure there'll be a wait on that day, on the first day of like no reservations. But yeah, it's like a mini Galaxy's Edge opening because they had the reservation period, and then you got you're gonna be able to go in whenever you want. But yeah, I'm gonna get the Jabba the Hutt sipper, the Patty Frog sipper, and then I want to get the new um, Batuan Spira, wherever you pronounce it. But yeah, they got the silver version of this is coming to Disneyland finally. It's been available at Walt Disney World, and I got this one here in Disneyland in Southern California. But now they're going to get the silver version.
So just to be kind of for clarity for anybody who's popping in right now, all this excitement is over the fact that a store is opening at
Yeah.
downtown Disney. So
Well, I
we
don't
aren't
know.
even sure.
I feel like the reason I'm excited is because, well, Star Wars number one, obviously, but that building, the Rainforest Cafe building, has just sat unused for a couple years now since they shut it down to build that hotel, and then the hotel fell through, and it's just empty. So I think it's a great idea, a great use of that space. It does have a Star Wars feel to it, the look of the exterior. So I'm really curious to see how it's going to look and how much of the interior they're going to use.
And Mike is sharing the proper perspective. He thinks
Yeah.
more people are happy to have the gallery back over
Right.
at
Yeah, Wonderground Gallery is going to be
yeah.
reopening. I think the same day, that Friday. You
Mm-hmm.
get that back as well.
So that'll be nice because it'll increase the kind of shopping space that's open at downtown Disney, and it will give Star Wars fans greater access to some of those items that previously were, kind of harder to come by because the park isn't open. So you mostly were available on the East Coast if you were visiting over there, to Batu.
Yeah,
But
and then next week on this show, when we do headlines, we can review all the stuff I saw.
oh yeah, maybe
Take a
even
look.
have an unboxing. Who knows, right?
Yeah, I can show off
Who
the
knows?
Sipper. Although
Who
the
knows?
Sipper has existed already in Florida, so
Yeah, but it'll be fun. But it'll be
yeah,
fun to see it here. We haven't really taken a deep dive into the Zipper yet.
yeah,
So plus yours probably won't smell from beverage.
that's right,
Jeremiah said he had quite a time getting
right,
his stuff smelling of the it's like a citrus beverage that's served
yeah.
in it on that coast. So Mike, we've got so do you want to do this Star Wars quiz for fun, or do you want to discuss your upcoming podcast first? I'll let you
Well, yeah,
decide.
let's do the quiz first, and then we'll wrap up about the podcast.
Sounds good to me. Doobie's over here going quiz, 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 quiz. He's so excited. So I decided that we would. I asked Mike. I've been asking for a little bit, and today we finally had some time to discuss to share a StarWars.com. They have all these little quizzes over there. They were kind of remind me of Cosmo, where you answer quizzes and then you find out like all kinds of things about yourself. And in this case, it is match the quote to the Star Wars villain.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing. I didn't opt for the find out what droid you are or whatever. Today we're going with match the villain with the quote. So, and I don't know if they give it away with the picture or not. I haven't looked, but here we go. So first off, I'm going to see, I think framing it this way, I can give it to you without the choices and say, are you able to, with just the quote, I have waited a long time for this moment, my little green friend, identify
Yeah,
the villain. I will give you the options in a moment.
I mean, that sure sounds like it came from Count Dooku, who's pictured there. So I don't know if they kind of gave that away or what, but
So let's see. We'll go with Count Dooku. Oh, it was, I don't know, is red right? Is red wrong? It went away. See, this is going to be fun.
okay.
Bring me Solo and the Wookiee. They will all suffer for this outrage.
Um,
Your choices are
I'm
Boba
gonna
Fett.
say that was Jabba the Hutt.
Let's see. Now let's see if it actually gives us. This may be a very short quiz if it just disappears like it did last time. Ah, that one
Okay,
was.
so I was wrong on the first one. I guess it was Palpatine. That was the only other one that made sense.
This says, "If you're not with me, then you're my
Oh,
enemy."
that's Anakin, I
Oh,
think.
wait,
Oh,
that's not an option. If you're
um,
not with me, then oh well. I mean, it
yeah,
says Darth
Darth
Vader.
Vader. I guess Anakin after he was renamed Darth Vader.
Ta-da! I've become more powerful than any Jedi.
That is, um, let's say Ventress.
Oh, okay.
The prequel era is really going to be my downfall here.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
no. See, and then they don't give you the answer. That's like, how? Okay. That's a pet peeve of mine when it
uh,
comes to quizzes. I have no plans to kill you yet.
it's got to be the seventh sister because I don't think I remember any of the other ones saying that.
Well, let's see. Ta-da!
Yeah.
You
This
may
is
fire when ready.
Tarkin.
Ta-da! Where one sees failure, others see opportunity.
This has got to be Ventress. No.
Your Ventress is just going to burn you.
Yeah,
Those,
the Clone
those
Wars stuff.
animated,
I'm not gonna do well.
those
Oh,
animated.
this one is Darth Maul.
Very good. Count Dooku may have taught you how to swing a lightsaber, General, but that hardly makes you my equal.
This one is Maul again.
Let's see. I like how he's squinting. He's like looking behind his
It's a Clone Wars thing, I think. So
back.
I'm not
I know
sure.
there's a lot of that in here, huh? Sorry.
That's all
I
right. Yeah,
picked one not in your wheelhouse.
yeah.
Your lightsabers will make a fine
Okay,
addition to my collection.
that's an easy one. That's General Grievous.
You have the spirit of a true Jedi.
That's Snoke.
In time, the suffering of your people will persuade you to see our point of view.
Let's say Price.
Let's see.
Nope.
Oh, sorry, Mike. I can't share your comments over there because the stream runs just a long enough delay. We've moved on to the next question before your answer pops up.
This is Kylo Ren, I think.
Okay. Ta-da! They will be the architects of their own destruction.
I like General Hux for that one.
I'm trying to decide if they actually are helpful with the pictures or not. See,
No,
I think they're.
not. Yeah, they're trying to
they're
trick
trying to trick you.
It planted the idea into my.
Exactly.
Oh, this one's a gimme. This is Palpatine.
Ta-da! Okay, but see, they don't even they don't even give me the answer.
No answers.
Oh.
All right, well, I could have done better on that.
Wow. I'm gonna have to go research later, find these answers. It's gonna trouble me. Ugh. That was fun though. I enjoyed that. I think next time I'm gonna do one where it's like the Cosmos style, where it's find out what droid you are. Or right. The one that looked really fun is what monster are you? It was in essence, are you a Tauntaun or a Wampa? You know, it's like you could, and it would ask you questions. So theoretically, you should be able to shape your destiny with that one, right?
I guess so, yeah.
You can, you would figure out what you think they would make you based upon how you would answer. Yeah, I agree, Mike, with all those animated content questions. Well, let's see. This week on Who's the Bossk Pod, Mike is going to be discussing more American Graffiti.
Yeah, it came out yesterday morning. I really loved the guest that I got for this one. His name is Mark Marshall, and he's a film producer, best known for the Free Willy franchise, but he got his start as a production assistant on the sequel to American Graffiti called More American Graffiti. And as you know, we're doing a Lucasfilm retrospective through the whole year on Who's the Bossk this season. So he was a great guest to talk about that film. Plus, he was like Steven Spielberg's personal assistant for like 5 years in the early 80s, which I totally geeked out about because he got to like work on the Goonies and stuff. I was just really geeking out. So you can listen to that on the podcast. Plus, the author of this book, I Love You, I Know, which is a Valentine's Day Star Wars book that just came out. It's like a little $10 Valentine's Day gift book. She stopped by for a short interview to talk about the book. Amy Richaud is her name.
And also, one of the things that I wanted to highlight, because it just was a moment of joy for me this week in the world of Star Wars, was when Mike C. took note on his Twitter of the use of Dank Farrik in the comic.
And, so if you've seen any of these streams before or listen to my podcast, you know I'm very excited about fictional swear words, especially recently in Star Wars. In The Mandalorian, they introduced this phrase Dank Farrik, which I love. I got a t-shirt of it, an unofficial t-shirt. Thanks, Disney. But Uh, yeah, no, it popped up in the High Republic comic book too by Kevin Scott, and I pointed it out on the Who's the Bossk Twitter page, and then Kevin Scott, the author of the comic, the writer of the comic, I should say, retweeted me and said this is the way. So yeah, I don't know. I love all this interweaving they're doing. Everything's interconnected right now in Star Wars, especially in the publishing world. Like this, the Darth Vader comic connected to Solo, a Star Wars story. It also connected to the Rise of Skywalker, and then it had something in it from the prequels too. So it's like they're really doing a great job of making sure everything is like interwoven. And the Dank Farrik thing is just part of that. But it really excited me when I saw that. So that phrase has existed for hundreds of years now in the Star Wars timeline.
There you. Oh, that's true. That's true. They've. Oh, that's a funny thought. Okay,
Yeah.
messing with the timeline in my head. But that's some of the fun that Mike brings to his Who's the Boss Pod Twitter feed. So not only does he share Star Wars news and headlines with Laughing Place, but then he also, focuses on that directly in his Who's the Boss Pod Twitter feed, so you can keep on top of things there too.
We should point out that C Bacon asked a question here. Where's the barest? I'm thinking they mean best, right? Place to buy Star
Yeah,
Wars comics online,
yeah.
preferably. Oh, best, yes.
They tweeted a
Okay.
follow up.
So it depends if you mean like digitally or a physical comic book like this. If digitally, you just go to marvel.com and you can buy them there and read them digitally on your phone or your tablet or your laptop or whatever. I prefer actual physical paper comic books. For whatever reason, I have a really hard time reading both novels and comics on a screen. I like to read them on paper. And if you're doing that and you want to buy them online, I'll just recommend my local comic book shop because they're so kind to me over there. It's called House of Secrets here in Burbank, California, and I'm sure you can buy through them. Um, if not, there's some other great ones. The one I used to love down in Midtown Manhattan when I lived in New York is called Midtown Comics, and then there's like Mile High Comics in Colorado, which is a really big famous one that has a big like online distribution. Famously, they're good at shipping out comics to people, so hopefully that helps
And
you.
and my local comic book store is Flying Colors Comics, and so I'll give them a shout out. And in many cases, if you check out these comic book shops online, like Mike says, they will ship them out. I am the opposite of Mike because I am by nature have to fight hoarder tendencies. So therefore, I try and limit myself to digital comic books. So I typically buy my comic books now through Amazon interface. So that's where, and right now I haven't dived back into the Star Wars comic book realm. I'm currently doing Disney princesses, and so I'm reading those through Amazon and that Kindle app. So yeah.
I almost bought yesterday. I saw at the comic shop they had this new collection of the Figment comics, and I was like, I almost bought them. Are those any good that you
I
know?
I enjoyed them. I
Yeah.
enjoyed them quite a bit actually. So we actually have them in a hardbound um, uh, book as well. Oh yeah, and Mike points out obviously you can look at eBay, and sometimes you
Yeah.
can find people who are in essence trying to recoup the cost of their habit rather than an elevated secondary market.
Yeah,
So
eBay is a great place to get back issues because I sometimes I'll like miss an issue of something I'm reading, and I'll have to. It's like a year old or whatever, and you can find them there for a few bucks usually, depending on how rare or desirable it is or whatever. But yeah, I do have a problem with accumulating physical collectibles, comic books being one of them, taking up a lot of space. But I don't know if I'll ever. Well, first of all, I've been given the advice because I have trouble sleeping. I have insomnia, but I've been given the advice to like not look at screens as much, and I'm trying now to not look at any screens after a certain hour to help my sleep. So I'll read because the color of light, I guess, is different
Hmm.
from a screen than it is from a light bulb or something. So
Hmm.
you can read a book or a comic at night and not worry about the blue light in your eyes from your phone. And hopefully, I mean, it is, admittedly, it is helping me sleep when I avoid screens after in the evening.
Yep. I have heard that. I have tried that. I prefer to just not sleep than to do my
I
screen.
can't do it anymore. It was really getting to me,
Oh,
the not sleeping. But
oh, and in the world, and regarding the digital world as well, there's a number of kind of what they're calling unlimited services, where you, in essence, you pay a subscription fee, and then titles will become available with a delay.
yeah, yeah,
And so, like, I'm already belong to the Kindle Unlimited monthly, and so there's all sorts of titles and books. For example, the Ahsoka novel is now available with Kindle Unlimited. So that means that I can read it now without like buying the actual book. It's just kind of, it's almost as if it's now become part of like a library offering. And they also have many Star Wars comics that come under that umbrella, but you're looking at a significant delay time from published date. So I'm now able, I want to say it could be 6 months um,
yeah.
that they become available to me without having to pay an additional fee. It's just available now. And like I say, because of schooling with my son, having a wide variety of books just readily available to digital download, I have a Kindle Unlimited subscription. And so it's kind of like a nice sidelight to that. So don't hesitate, if you do have that subscription, to look and see if there are Star Wars titles, whether novels or comic books that perhaps you hadn't thought to look for. You might stumble on something. So yeah. So I guess that's it for us. I had another thing to share. Well, I mean, I want to talk about what's going on. Laughing Place is really, really busy today. We've got a lot going on over here because it's earnings day. And so if you missed it at the beginning of the day, our CEO and site editor Kyle Burbank got together and kind of talked a little bit about what to expect with today's earning call. But later, dude, I am just having a time getting this to pull up today. But later today, I'm going to share it right here. We've got right after this show in 20 minutes, we've got live from Epcot. Our own Tony Betty is going to be wandering Epcot. Hey, Juby, what's the focus?
The new exhibit in American Adventure.
The new exhibit in American Adventure is part of the focus of today's live from Epcot. Then an hour later at 1 o'clock is the Disney Earnings Live blog. Our team will be bringing you the highlights of that presentation in a live blog on the site. And then at 3 o'clock, they'll gather together and kind of recap the earnings and discuss what it means to you as a Disney fan, as well as kind of offer a little bit of business insight and evaluation of the earnings call that's happening today. So lots and lots and lots going on over here at laughingplace.com. As always, if you enjoyed the stream, we'd appreciate a like so that others can find us. If you subscribe, then you'll get notified when we go live here at Laughing Place on YouTube. Other than that, I guess we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, big week next week. Looking forward to that the trading post, and we'll talk all about that in the next episode.
Very cool. Yeah, next time we'll hear about that from Mike. So bye for now.
Bye.